coming, y'all. Keep it coming, y'all. When it comes to this rap shit, I'm an animal like Ving Rhames. Yes, the boy Gavi doing big things. I got the video, the mixtape, the chosen one, the album coming soon. Just wait. Hey, I'm untouchable with this here. Look, it's gonna be hard to eat this year. Opposition, listen here. Better get your fishing gear. David Copperfield flow, competition disappear. Poof, who got the juice like Bishop, nigga? Sit back, listen, nigga. Get smacked, sip some liquor, sip some liquor. It's Gavi, nigga. The chosen one, motherfucker. Boom, what up, nigga?
Word up. Coming at you. That's where the squad be. Squad be.
Chain. My Uzi, where you turn,
Guess where you are? You're at Let's Go Free Radio. Right, we're going to have an hour of time together now, and I'm going to hope I can get you some real neat stuff. Learn how to make money, save money, and just have a shitload of fun. We got live guests. We got fresh frozen guests. We got all kinds of things going on. So stay tuned. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. Watch this. Problems, but they never seem to get solved because they always wind up costing more money. But it doesn't have to be that way if you learn how to use the system. There are thousands of government programs that will help you with your financial problems for free. Don't pay for someone to help you with your debt or mortgage problems when you can get it for free. Don't pay for someone to help you with your business or invention if you can get that for free. Don't pay for career counseling or resume writing. Don't pay for healthcare or prescription drugs. And don't pay for going back to school if you can get that for free too. You know all about the people out there who are charging you thousands of dollars to help you with your financial problems because they're spending millions on advertising. What you don't know about is the free services from the government because they don't spend a nickel on advertising. But I can show you how to find them. So why not use the free stuff first? Isn't it dumb to pay for something that you can get for free? Oh, hey, and here's a phone call. Save this for later on the show. We want your phone calls. Listen, 202-643-6006. Listen, I've been doing this stuff for like 35 years. I mean, look how such an old guy I am. Well, I started as a very young person downtown, helping people like this. So let me help you. Take this number, and actually, anybody who calls in today, I'm going to give you a free DVD. I'm going to send it to you. We had some great callers that we really helped last week, and I want to help you. Really, I can. I mean, the neat thing about this stuff is that I know this stuff. I mean, I've been doing it so long, and I know whenever problem you have, I could probably give you a telephone number, a source, of help that's available to solve that problem, that you're wrestling with. I mean, we live in a big country here with a lot of resources, and the most of the resources that people know about, the people that are going to charge you for them because they're advertising. You don't know about the resources that people don't charge you for because they don't advertise. But I've been studying those suckers for like 30-some years. So let me help you with that, okay? I'm here for an hour. You call up or whatever. In between the guests, maybe about a half hour in the show, we'll take some calls. But we have our first guest on the show. I tell you, you hear me, Jim?
I can hear you.
Ah, great. Well, this is Jim Kukroll, right, Jim? Is that how you say it? I asked you earlier, and I'm probably going to screw it up again.
No, you nailed it. Perfect.
I said, great. Well, listen, Jim's written a bunch of books that I wish I wrote. I've written 100 books, but I haven't written any of these, and they're terrific titles. To me, writing a book is all about a title. Jim knows this. He's written enough books, man. You just can't. I could never think of the title. I've written over 100. Like, listen, one of his first books was Attention, this book will make you money. Man, what a title. You can't do it. Or Internet Marketing is another book. How to Catch Happy. Now, isn't that neat? How are you going to catch happy? These are all Jim's book. Or $7.95 marketing plan. Man, who doesn't need that sucker? What is personal branding? Everybody talks about branding, like me in the suit. I don't even know what the hell that is. Here's a book just for Kindle authors. Here's a book, Business Around a Lifestyle. And this is what really Jim is about. I mean, you talk to him a little, you'll see that it's all about a lifestyle, your business or what you're going to do in life. And that's what he talks about. And the book I want him to talk about today is one that he recently completed, is really how to get funding for a book. Now, Jim, what he did, he's done books with major publishers in New York and all that kind of stuff, but he was able to go online and get crowdfunding for his book. So he had a book idea, went online, and got crowdfunding for $35,000 to do his book. So he didn't have to know anybody or do anything, just have to learn that system about crowdfunding. Is that right, Jim?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I had an idea for the books that I wanted to write, and went out and raised the money before I even wrote them.
Wow. Oh, I know. We have a picture of Jim. I want to let people see what Jim is like. No, that's Lesko, but here comes Jim. There's Jim. There. I don't know if you're on the air to see that, but Jim is the one with the hat on. Yeah. and this is, and that's the title of his book, No Publisher Needed. And you could go to nopublisherneeded.com and find out more about the book or anything. So how did the process work, Jim?
Well, basically, you got to have an idea. You can't get people to help pledge money to you for nothing. People, it's not about donations. It's about pledging. It's about getting people to be part of something. So you got to have an idea for whatever it is you want to crowdfund. In my case, I said, here are 3 books that I want to write. Here's the title. Here's the covers, designs of them. Here's why I want to write them. Here's what they're going to be about. And then you go out and you create a crowdfunding campaign that gives people the opportunity to be part of that campaign. So, or they could give me $1, or they could give me $10, or they could give me $5,000. And each level would give them the ability to be a bigger level part. Like, for example, some people sponsored each book. So I had 3 different businesses that sponsored each book just for their name on the cover and acknowledgement in the book. So that's really how you do it.
So is now, when you say crowdfunding, see, now I think what you're talking, you did this all by yourself, another your own website. You didn't go to a crowdfunding website?
Yeah, I didn't use Kickstarter, simply because Kickstarter doesn't take all of the applications they put in. I think the last time I saw a statistic, for every 1,000 projects that get submitted, they take like 10. So the chances are that yours is going to get picked from Kickstarter are not very good. So you know what? I did it myself. I used PayPal. And I put up a web page up on my own, and I threw it up, and I promoted it through my own social networks.
I see. So just through social network marketing, you're able to get crowds big enough that kicked in the money, $35,000 work to do this thing.
Well, and I'll admit this in my book. It absolutely helped that I've been doing this internet thing for 16 years, and I've been blogging a long time, and I had connections.
Oh, you had to work at this. I mean, you didn't put up one site. Oh, God. That's real work.
Know that there's no overnight. There's no overnight success.
Yeah, no, and that's true. But I mean, and that's why, to me, what's great about this, it can be done. It can be done in a non-traditional format. So when people say, well, I can't get a publisher to talk to me about a book, well, there's now other options than that, right?
We don't need a publisher anymore, Matthew.
Yeah.
You know this. You don't need a publisher anymore. The traditional publishers of the world are in the business of paper. And guess what?
Yeah.
Paper is really not going to be the future. For every 50 books they sell at Amazon in paper, they're selling 150 in digital form.
Wow.
Barnes and Noble is going to be gone pretty much soon. I mean, whether or not you agree, it's not about whether you like paper or not. It's about just realizing the truth that digital is the future. And you don't need a publisher anymore because you can go directly to Amazon and directly to Barnes & Noble Puppet and upload it yourself, and you don't have to deal with them anymore. Right.
And actually, I think as an entrepreneur, it sounds like, it's a lot better because, the killer in publishing was you had to print, the first book. The first book cost $10,000, on a printing press. But, in digital, it costs next to nothing.
Yeah, there's a small delivery fee for Amazon or anyone else to transfer the file to your e-reader device or your phone. Here's something that'll blow your mind. I read a statistic the other day that basically said that 64% of people would be okay with or had already read a book on their phone. And when you think about that, think about the future. People are sitting around at the doctor's office reading their book, sitting in bed. The phone is in their pocket 24 hours a day. The only time that you don't have your phone is when you're in the swimming pool. And you think about the future of books. Self-publishing a book and giving someone the ability to read it on their phone, that's really where the future is going to be.
Yeah, no, I believe. I think phone's it. You know, I mean, why even have these big PC? Right now, we had a phone guy on last week, and there was a data that 25% of the people go online are using only their phone nowadays. Mm-hmm. That's only their phone.
Well, there's another stat I do in a presentation where with the day that the iPad came out, you can track the sales of PC sales, and you can see that they flatline. And e-reading devices and mobile devices have gone up 300% since that day, and PC sales have flatlined. Yeah. So when you really think about the future, it's exactly these little things, devices that we carry around with us.
No, I believe. I mean, that's why I don't get married to, I like the smell of paper or the ink on my fingers and all that. Who the hell cares? You want the information. I don't care where it comes from. Actually, now I've gone through more books now, on Kindle because I run with them. So I run an hour a day, and I'm able to go through almost a book a week or so, because I'm out there for an hour or so and listening to audio Kindles, which is terrific. It's hard to read when you're running. Yeah. No, I believe. So what's your next project? Actually, no, we haven't. Let me show it. Jim's new project here. This is the funner. That's a great word. Funner vids. Tell us about that.
Well, do you ever see those videos you see on the front of somebody's website where they're like a minute long and they explain what the business is? Like it says, hey, here's what our business does real quick. That's what we make. They're called explainer videos. The problem with the business of explainer videos is you usually have to pay 20 or 30 grand to have some big fancy video production house come out and make you a video. Right. And the truth is if you're a small coffee shop or an entrepreneur sitting at home, you can't afford $30,000. So we make $1,000 videos that go on the front of your website, use on social media, that explain what you do and help get more customers for you.
Yeah, no, that's great. No, I believe in video. Well, that's how I made a living, was acting crazy on TV, making a lot of money. But but now it's the web. So funner. So I mean, you're really looking to use humor too with this. Is that it?
Well, I'm authentic to myself. I learned that from you, Matthew. You really got to be authentic. No, I mean, you and I have had many discussions, and you really are the person you are. You're not making this stuff up. And you have to be who you are. And I wanted to build a business and attract customers who were interested in fun, creative videos, not people who wanted to have these boring, long, unproductive, non-converting videos. So that's why I named it that way.
I see. Wonderful. Well, no, that sounds great. I think that's the way to, everybody's communicating. I mean, this is why they call what I'm doing now a radio show, but I see it, it's a video show, because it's just as cheap to have a video show now online. Nobody's turning on a radio to listen to this thing. It's going to be on your phone or something like that. And so whether it's your phone or iPad or anything else, it's going to be video. And so that's why I feel. And I have so many videos myself that I can run them here on the show all the time. Well, Jim, it's great stuff. The funner vid sounds like a a great market to be in. Particularly with the social media that you've been doing for so long and all the great titles of books you have. So, are you going to do a video book soon, or how are you going to do that?
Well, maybe down the road that's going to be something. But, actually, you brought it up sort of there. Audiobooks is really big. Yeah. And that's the next phase where a lot of authors can start doing this themselves. I recently saw a new thing on, it's a lav microphone you can plug into your smartphone. And you can just record. You can record your own books now and then just upload them. Now, eventually, Amazon will give us the ability to upload our books to Amazon, and we'll be all set.
Well, that's cool. No, I got a lot of videos. I like communicating in video, and I guess, I would think, audio, video, what the hell's the difference to me now anymore? You don't need the data storage problem is being solved easier every day. Well, wonderful.
Well,
Sorry, go ahead.
One thing we can all agree on is that nobody reads really too much anymore. If you look at the front of your website, people scan.
Absolutely.
And you're always, and you know this is true, you're always going to have a better conversion ratio. You're going to have a better chance of getting someone to pay attention to you and to buy from you or subscribe to you if you can do it through visuals and through audio.
And that's what people are tuned in to look for. People have to work if they have to read. So if you're after somebody's money, you don't want to have them work at giving it to you.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, wonderful. Thank you again, Jim. Talk to you soon. And good luck fishing. Boy, you catch some real big ones.
Anytime, Matthew. Thank you so much for having me on.
Okay. Take care.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning into Lesko Free Radio. I hope you enjoy this show because I enjoy doing it. And if you want to learn how to start using these programs, listen, I set up a free webpage called UncleLesko.com. You can go there right now and download the 5 best grants just for your state. So that's UncleLesko.com. Go there now, get the 5 best grants for your state, and start taking advantage of the stuff now. You know why? Because it's free. Listen, remember, we're going to take calls at the end of the show. So here's the phone number, 202-643-9006. I mean, not at the end, but towards the end, about halfway through or so. So, give us a call with a question you have, in about 20 minutes, and we'll answer your questions, right? I mean, I got the phone numbers right here, the websites that can help you. You want to start a business, you got trouble with your, credit card bill or something, you just need extra spending money, you want to travel, or what are you going to do this summer? How about go on a free archaeological dig? I can show you how to do that. But first, let me show you how to save some money, with your terrible people that you know who write bad checks. Let me show you the still about what's available out there. People don't realize you could go to the government, okay, that's actually mostly your county government. There's 300 counties in the country now where they will track down people who write you a bad check. So you sell something on Craigslist or something like that, and the guy's so excited it comes over and gets your bicycle and gives you a check for $100 or something, and you go to the bank and the sucker bounce. You call him and he's dodging you. You never get that money or whatever. Or you have a small business and somebody comes in and gives you a bad check, and you can't get a hold of them. You send them the thing and you still can't. So what are your options? You're going to hire an attorney at, they'll charge you hundreds of dollars an hour or whatever, or take half the money from you, if they collect on a percentage basis. No, you call the government and they'll do it for free. And what's more important about that, just think if your prosecuting attorney's office called that person who owes you the money and says, you better pay up, or you may go to court and jail because I'm the county prosecuting attorney. Now, see, this government employee has more power than any attorney that you can even dream of hiring. So why go out and spend money on something when you can get somebody better and do that first? Let me show you a video. I call up one of these offices, and show you how the system works. It's easy. Here, watch this clip. This is me on my kitchen table.
You've reached the Marion County Prosecuting Attorney Bad Check Restitution Program. This no-cost program is designed to help you recover restitution on bad checks. The program has been a valuable resource to local merchants. It really works. While we endeavor to recover on all bad checks and are generally very successful, some cases are unable to be resolved. We appreciate your participation and support in making our community better. Please stay on the line for additional assistance. To continue with prompts in English, press 1.
Para continuar con mensajes en.
To request a crime report form be sent to you, press 1. To check the status of an exhibit, press 2. If you'd like more information on how to file your bad checks with the program, press 3. For all other victim-related issues, press 4. If you have written a bad check, please hold for the next available agent.
Bad check program, this is Jay.
Hi, Jane. Yeah, I just heard about you. I didn't think it was real. So you guys actually collect checks for businesses?
We check, yes, we do collect on checks that you received that were returned to you.
Well, that's great. God, I had no idea. No, I heard about it, and so what do you have to do? I mean, you send me a form. Is that what it is?
Well, let me qualify your check first. What county
Uh-huh.
was it passed in?
Pardon me, I didn't hear that.
What county was the check passed in?
Oh, in Marion County.
Okay, and how much was the check for?
It was like $700, 700 and something.
Okay, and what was it for? Why did they give it to you?
Oh, it was for a product. I sell, water filtration stuff. Got they paid with a check.
Okay, and have you already sent them out a certified notice demanding
Yes.
your check? Okay. If they have not responded within that time frame, then you can send the check in to us with the crime report and the copy of the certified notice. What you can do is download the complaint form from our website at www.checkprogram.com.
That's www what? I didn't hear that.
www.checkprogram.com/Marion County.
Okay. Okay.
You'll download the complaint form, you'll fill that out and send it in with the check and the certified notice.
Oh, wonderful. And how long does it take to hear from you usually?
Usually 30 days from the time that you mail it.
And what's the average time of collecting, if you collect it all?
Well, what happens is that we work the case for 120 days.
I see.
If the check writer fails to respond within that time frame, we review the case for possible criminal prosecution. That's not to mean that every case will move forward, but every case is reviewed.
I see. Oh, so you actually take the folks to court maybe, huh?
Sometimes.
Yeah, huh? Or you come out with a baseball bat.
No, we don't do that.
Do you have a number for that, maybe?
No.
Well, that's terrific. I had no idea. Are there many of these in the country you're aware of or not?
Most of the district attorney's office will have programs like this.
I see. So it's usually
contracted out. Yeah.
It's usually run through the district attorney's office?
Yes.
And it's only for business, or is it for individuals too?
No, individuals. The program is based for the exchange of goods or product.
I see. So if I was selling something on Craigslist or something, I got a check and I got stiffed on it, then I could call you guys also?
Right. It just depends on. You have to remember that the jurisdiction of the check lies wherever it exchanged hands.
I see. So it's where the transaction took place, right? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter. I mean, if the guy's from another county, but the transaction was in Marion County, then I'm still good?
Right. If the check was passed in Marion County and they live out of state, the check is still eligible.
Oh, wonderful. Well, that's terrific. Well, I'm glad you guys are there. I almost called an attorney. And he was going to take all the money, probably. and there's no fee, I assume, with this? Or?
No, we don't charge you anything. It's a free service to you.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being there.
You're very welcome. Have a good day.
Okay, you bet. Take care. Bye now.
Bye.
Wow. Isn't that amazing? I mean, that's one of the neatest things. I mean, there's so many neat things in the government like that. People don't know. You'll never see them advertised on TV. I mean, these ads that lawyers have, if you have a phone, you have a lawyer. Call 1-800, screw the guy or whatever it is. But this is free, and it's bad. Now, here it is. Okay, the name of the program is, Bad Check Restitution Program. Okay, when do you use it? If somebody gave you a check for any service you provided or any good, so you could be in business or you could be an individual. Who does this? Okay, there's about 300 offices around the country, and it's through the county prosecuting attorneys. Okay, how do you find them? Okay, in your county government. Go to your county government, and look for the county prosecuting attorneys. If you can't find that, just call your local 211. That's an information operator, just for government services and things like that, no matter where you are in this country, and they will help you with that too. So, that's there for people, So, you don't have to hire a lawyer, that's why we live in the greatest democracy in the world, and most people think that they can't get justice unless they hire some $200 an hour lawyer. But here, these lawyers are even better than the lawyer that you're going to get because they could put the guy in jail. That's what it's about. Okay, we got another call on the line, too. We got another expert on the phone. Okay, now he's going to call. And we're going to talk to him on the phone. This is Shane Shepard. Now, he's a great guy. I've been talking to him for years.
Hi, Matthew.
Okay, you got him. Okay, Shane. I gotta talk to you about you. And that he's been working. He's one of the most honest guys that I've found in the country, who talk about grants. To tell you the truth, there's two kind of people in the grant business. If you ever you do grants on the website or on Google or something, you run into two kinds of people. One is hucksters that are like me, but they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And they say, grants, and they never got one in their life or know what they're doing about it. And because 80% of the free money that the government gives out is not even called grants. So most of these people don't know that. The other kind of people you run into for the grant business are nonprofit organizations, and that's where the grant business really started and grew and everything in our country is through nonprofit organizations. And that's why when people say, aren't grant applications very complicated? Yes, they are, because it's at nonprofit organizations. But if you need free money to help you in life, that is really not even called a grant. And those applications are a couple pages to fill in the blanks. But now we want to talk to Shane about that. Those of you who are nonprofit organizations, there's a program that will pay employees to work for your nonprofit organization. What's the name of that program, Shane?
It's called Volunteers in Service to America, and it's called VISTA for short.
It's called, what was that word?
VISTA, VISTA.
VISTA, okay. VISTA for short. Volunteers in Service to America, okay? And
Correct.
So then they give you go to the website, the VISTA website, right? Or AmeriCorps.
Right, there's a VISTA website, and it's an AmeriCorps program is what it is.
Uh-huh.
And basically what happens is that you apply to get people to work for your organization to build the capacity of your organization.
I see. So the government pays these people that then assign them to your nonprofit to work for them, for you.
That's correct, and people can volunteer to be a VISTA member, and then once you have your grant done, you get to choose your own people to work for you.
Oh, so you fill out an application, a grant application, and that's online. I think you showed it to me earlier, right?
Yes, uh-huh.
So that's on the AmeriCorps website, and you fill out that grant application, and once you're approved, you're able to choose even who works for you?
You're even able to choose who works for you, and if there's people in the community that you feel may be good to work for you, they can apply to become a VISTA member, and then you can select them.
I'm sorry, I lost a little bit of that.
Local folks can work for you also.
Oh, I see. So let's say you're outside of Austin somewhere. Where are you in Texas?
I'm about an hour and a half east of Dallas.
Okay, near Dallas. Okay, that's right. You didn't sound like Austin. You sound more like Dallas guy. Actually, I'm going down to South by Southwest next month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's in Austin. I mean, I love South by Southwest. I was down there last time. It's sort of like Burning Man with clothes on, you know.
Right, yeah.
It's cool. So you're outside of Dallas. So you have a nonprofit outside of Dallas. So you're saying you could sign up on AmeriCorps, fill out the program, and then they could send you people that they pay for to work for you, or other volunteers that are in the Dallas area you could choose also to work for you. Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, you can choose anybody in America. One Vista program that I ran, we pulled somebody from Seattle, Washington, and somebody else from Las Vegas. And they, so how this works is that you sign up for it, and so it's a non-compete grant. So if you have a nonprofit, you're probably going to qualify for this. And so once they qualify you, they send the supervisor, which is usually the writer or somebody from the organization, out to training for about a week.
Oh,
the federal government pays for this.
Oh, I see. So if this is your program, then you get a week somewhere to train how to run this program, run the people that you're getting?
Correct, yes.
That's cool. So that you get
then you select your people that you want, and then they send them out to training also for about a week.
Wow.
And then if they're from out of state, they'll fly them out to where you're at, and then you start working pretty much.
Wow. So in other words,
the grants, go ahead.
As a nonprofit, then you can sort of like get management training for somebody in the nonprofit to go out and learn how to hire people and have them work for you and things like that, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's a supervisor training.
Right. And then there was another training. Now that's for the volunteers or what?
Right. So the people, they're technically volunteers, but they're paid volunteers.
Right. Exactly.
The people who you select to be your Vista members, they send them out for training for about a week also.
With you or not?
No, without the supervisor. This is before
I see.
They come on board and before they're being paid.
I see. Okay.
Well, actually, I think they're being paid while
they're being trained, but they're working for Vista at that time, being trained, and then they come to your office, right, and then work for you on whatever. And how long do you get them usually?
This is a 3-year grant. So whenever you apply, if you qualify, which chances are you will qualify, you'll get them for 3 years.
You get these free people for 3 years, man.
Yeah. And the program that I ran, we got 20 members for 3 years, and we were able to do a lot of good in the
Wow. So your program, and how many people, like how many employees in your program?
We had 20.
You have 20? No, I mean, not the volunteers. How many, like, normally in the program?
We went from just me and pretty much just me and the board, and then we wrote this program. We got 20 people.
Wow! So there was just you and the board of directors, and you fill out this form and got 40 people and hit the ground running, huh?
Yeah, sure did, And what was neat about that also is that we got the volunteers that you'll get. Some of them have a lot of expertise. One other guy used to be the economic developer for Las Vegas.
No kidding.
Right, and we brought her in. And she wrote a whole lot of grants for our organization.
so this volunteer that you didn't have to pay it, who got paid, but you didn't have to pay it, wrote grants for you to get more money.
Yeah, pretty much. And we got, I think, close to $200,000 or $300,000 from that one grant writer.
Wow. Well, she paid her way those 3 years to Vista anyway.
Sure did, yeah. And now they also, along with the stipend, they get stipend. It's not a lot. It's about $900 a month. But it's a stipend that they get to live on. And they also get a minimal health insurance too.
So my understanding, I know young people. I got kids in their 20s, and a lot of their friends, and my boy even looked at doing that. It's one of these things you could do after college instead of going to the Peace Corps. It's sort of like the Peace Corps for the United States, and you go out and work.
Well, yeah, you mentioned college. That reminds me too. So they can select either at the end of their 1 year of service, they get a bonus of about $1,500. Or they get $5,000 to pay off a student loan, or if they have not gone to school, it's $5,000 to go to school.
So in addition to you said like $1,000 a month or something, living money, they get some kind of health care. And I think I remember they get daycare money too if they have kids.
I think they do, yeah. Now, I think that's kind of dependent on each state, but they do qualify for that.
And then another $5,000 to pay off an old student loan or get a new one.
Right, yeah.
If you want to go back to school or something like that. But more importantly, you as a nonprofit with just you and a phone and a desk got 20 boots on the ground to get your thing going.
Right. And you know, it was great because we had them. One of the challenges for nonprofits is to organize volunteers to do maybe a fundraiser or something like that. And that's one of the tasks that they had to do was they organized volunteers to grow the organization even more so to where it's a healthy, good organization.
But more importantly than you also were able to get training on how to manage volunteers and do all this stuff and got that paid up.
Right, that was all paid for. It sure was.
Wow. Well, that's great.
And then it's suppose that in a year I don't want to be the supervisor anymore. If my organization got somebody either volunteering to be a supervisor or we hired somebody, they would send them also back out to supervisor. Really?
So you had one of these volunteers got a couple $100,000 for you in other grant money. You hired somebody to take your job over, and then you got the government to train that person to run the new volunteers, huh?
Yeah, pretty much so. And you know that's just one of the Great Vista members we had who wrote all those grants. We had another one. We had another one who retired from the Dallas Women's Foundation. She was the chairman for a while, and she came out to our town and kind of connected us with the private foundations.
Wow, man, you're a real hustler. I mean, you go in the private sector, you'd be making millions, man, with that kind of hustle.
Yeah, well, you know, honestly, I think over the 3-year period, we got $2 to $3 million.
No kidding.
In the whole program.
And that's just starting from those free people. You learn how bad was that first application?
You know, honestly, it's a little bit tough.
But
first you turn in a concept paper, which will take. It's kind of like writing a term paper. It'll take you a week or two to think about it and make you go through.
Yeah.
But once it goes through, once the state office looks at it, they'll help you out to do the full application.
I see. So once you
so it's challenging, but there's help from the federal government, from the Vista people, to help you write a successful application.
So you got all the help you needed to make it successful, you mean?
Right. It took. I think the whole process took us 3 months to write it, but we're not talking about spending every day, every hour on it.
Yeah, right. But the time frame.
A day a week.
But what the hell? Even take it 3-6 months. I mean, what'd you do the last 3-6 months? This is a place you're gonna get 20 people for 3 years. That led you to $3 more million. Yeah, you'd be spinning your wheels
it wasn't that bad of a gig.
Yeah, you'd be spinning your wheels for the next 10 years, maybe, doing nothing.
Yeah. That's right. You know, and that's the thing about it is once you get them on board, they have to write the grants. But also you learn a lot from them going through the process with them, to where whenever they do leave, you have more resources, but you also have a ton more knowledge.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful.
And from the Vista Employee Bank, you can get some great retirees. There's sometimes law students that they have their law degree, but they decide to do something else now.
Oh, you got some heavy dudes. I said you got some heavy talent there. I mean, you couldn't afford to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, talking about the attorney stuff, I have a good friend down in Austin, and she was a lawyer for a big oil company. Kind of got sick of doing all that, so she decided she was going to go to the nonprofit world. Became a Vista member for 3 years, and now she works all nonprofits. But that's the kind of caliber that you can get. You can get good lawyers, good MBAs from this program.
Yeah, there's a lot of important work to do out there in the world, and it, I mean, you know this, it becomes more satisfying instead of getting money, go to the bank. Getting money, go to the bank. That's what most people want to do in life, and that gets boring after a while, Well, Shane, thank you so much. You've been an inspiration to everybody here, and I hope we can encourage more nonprofits to realize, help us out there for them to grow, because, if you're a nonprofit, that means you're trying to, make your community better or make the country better in some way, and thank you for doing that work, Shane.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Talk to you again. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Okay, we'll take a minute or two here, and let's run the Uncle Lesko. Thank thanks for tuning into Lesko Free Radio. I hope you enjoy this show because I enjoy doing it. And if you want to learn how to start using these programs, listen, I set up a free webpage called UncleLesko.com. You can go there right now and download the 5 best grants just for your state. So that's UncleLesko.com. Go there now, get the 5 best grants for your state, and start taking advantage of the stuff now. You know why? Because it's free. Okay, well, now we can take calls. So anybody out there, really needs some help with something, let me know. Maybe you're making chicken wings for the ball game or something like that. But come on, listen, it'll only take you a minute or two. Make that phone call, 202-643-9006. That's right here in the studio. I'll talk to you personally. I used to charge like hundreds and hundreds of dollars an hour to do this. And here I am now, free. So while you're thinking about calling in, we're going to go over some facts. I love reading a lot and collecting data. And I think one of the hardest things in life is because we all fight our battles every day. We don't have a good sense on where the world is really going, and to get a sense on what's going on in the world, that's why I think data is important. Because it gives you an overview of maybe where the world's going. Where's that wave going? Because you want to get on some wave going somewhere, and instead of being stuck in some place that ain't going anywhere. Because if it ain't going anywhere, that's no fun. You want to be in something that's growing and going somewhere. So data tells you that. Gives you an indication, of where the world may be going, so you could hop on that wave. Now let me show you some data points here that I have. The first one, now look at this. This is a new buzzword, MOOC. You know what the hell that means? Any of you young guys ever heard that? MOOC? MOOC, that's Massive Open Online Courses. What's happening now in the world, all the hotshot universities, we're right across the street from Howard University, Harvard, MIT, all the hundreds of big universities are giving away their courses for free online. So like an MIT course. MIT has a course on introduction to circuits. Okay, this is egghead stuff. You want to do something with computers or whatever. Okay, in the past 8 months, they had 155,000 people take that MIT course. Now, MIT, for those who don't know, you need perfect SAT scores. You need a rich old man. You need all this kind of stuff to get up there to go to that university. And here now, 155,000 people took that introduction to circuit courses in the past 8 months. Okay, what does that figure mean? That's more than all the people who ever graduated from MIT. So that's more than all the people who graduated from MIT, the one course. So that's what to keep on. I hope to get some interviews on that topic soon, the massive open online courses. We're going to have some experts talk about that because they're now, so you can't get an actual degree from that yet, but soon you're going to get certificates and things like that. So you'll be able to take an online course in electronics or language or anything you want from MIT and at least get a certificate of completion or something like that, and that's going to be valuable stuff that'll cost you nothing. You don't have to worry about, going to these, for-profit universities. Okay, the next one. Oh, I see. Okay, see, this is one of the, here's the websites. That's one of the classes. Let me see, what the heck is that? Okay, it's edx.org. edx.org. That's for Harvard, Berkeley, and MIT. So you can take a course at Harvard, and then tell all your friends, yes, I'm taking sociology at Harvard, And actually what's cool, it's people from around the world. It's all in English, because they're English universities. But you'll have mates and they all talk online and discussion. I mean, the teachers who run these things now said, man, it's more exciting than any course they've taught with 100 kids in the room, because you get so much diversity in this stuff. And so go out and take a Harvard course online for free. Here's the other organization, and the next slide here is Coursera. COURSERA.org. That's, they have like 100 universities, University of Michigan, all these other people, that will, universities that, we've all heard of that do the same thing. So, man, you're interested in something. Why not just get the best experts in the world to teach you that stuff? You can. It's free online. Okay, here's some other data. Let's go to the next data point. Implicit, subtle, and nearly universal racism. I mean, no matter how open-minded we think we are, I think there's this implicit racism that we have, in our country still. And here's some data that shows you that. I was reading, this is from a New York Times article, and they said that in computer shootout simulations, these games, computer games. So if you're in one of these computer games and there's with both black and white people playing the game, they're both more likely to think the black figures in the game are armed than the white figure. So a figure comes up in the game and it's a black figure, they're going to shoot him more automatically because they think he's armed, than if it's a white figure. I mean, it's sort of showing how we're a little more racist than maybe we think we are. Or here's another one. In emergency rooms, whites are pervasively given stronger painkillers than blacks or Hispanics. So you go into the hospital emergency room, you're treated with something, there's some kind of subtle racism going on there, for that. Okay, the next call. Okay, here we go. 50% of the political science professors come from top 11 schools. Okay, now there's about 100 universities where you can get a PhD, in political science. However, all those schools, 50% of those professors come from just the top 11 schools. So like here we have Howard University. Now that's not the top 11 schools, but if you get a PhD in political science, half of those professors come from, like Harvard, Yale, or something like that. So which means that these universities giving PhDs aren't hiring their own people. Everybody's running after these 10 schools. They all want people from these 10 schools for something, just for the schmaltz or whatever. Who knows why people think that way. But that's what it is. I mean, we do a lot of stupid things. We don't know why we're doing them. That's what data shows you, why you're stupid. Okay, here's the next one. Okay, high school diplomas. Okay, right now, these are high school diplomas of people 25 or older that have high school diplomas. How many of them have college degrees? Right now in the country, it's 30%. So only 30% of adults who finished high school went on and really finally got a college degree. You live in a city like Washington, D.C., and you think everybody has a college degree or something, everybody in the workforce. But it's not true. Only 30% of the whole country has college degrees in the workforce. Now look at small towns. Small towns, 15% have college degrees. And in big towns, 50% have college degrees. That's why the activity, the action in our country now is all in big cities, because they're the creative people, creating college degree, creating jobs and things like that. Well, here's another interesting thing. Right now, about 50% of the people with college degrees are overqualified for the jobs they have. Got some nods in the head. People in the studio here are either in college or recently, in college or whatever. And you see that's why, the taxi drivers having college degrees and things like that. But more importantly, we're going to have another show on this soon, is that you don't need a college degree get a decent job. 1 or 2 years is usually enough. But before we go on, we got a caller here. Let's see if we can help some people, get some real help to real people out there. Hi, this is Matthew. Who's this?
This is Carmen. How are you doing?
Hiya, Carmen. So nice. You're not watching the game yet, or it's not on yet?
I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you, but try again.
You are going to watch the game?
My husband.
Your husband's going to watch it, huh? Do you hear me any better now?
Oh, that's much better, yes.
Good. Well, how can I help you, Karen?
Hi there. So you asked me, my husband's out there watching the game. I'm in here and waiting for you.
Here I am, baby. What are you looking to do? How could I help, maybe?
Well, here's my situation. I do sort of an alternative health thing, which is kind of crazy. And since you're kind of crazy, I figured you'd be okay with listening to this. I use acupressure points to make people feel better.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so you push on these acupressure points, and it actually lowers your negative emotions and makes you feel better without pills. So that sounds crazy or whatever.
No,
but the
absolutely
thing
not.
is if I have a nonprofit and I'm trying to get a grant for this, I don't know where to put it because I can't put it in traditional healthcare because I don't think it's going to fly. So where would I go? Where would I start?
Well, where are you located, Karen? What city? What state?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, you're in Pennsylvania? I'm from Wilkes-Barre. Where are you from?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And this great town called Media, PA.
Media. Oh, outside of Philadelphia, right?
It's about 20 minutes outside the airport.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, I think it's the issue, I guess, what it is you feel in these non-traditional health sources, and I use some of the people. I had back pain for upper back kind of stuff, and going to traditional people.
I can help you with that.
Yeah, see, but you go to traditional people, they want to take X-rays, they want to operate, they want to, and I think I just have to get back into, like the factory recommended settings. I think it's from like slouching, for 60 years or so.
You need to be reset, right?
Right. Yeah, it's things like that. So I went to somebody less traditional, and I had to pay, but it fixed me. The other guys just want to operate and take X-rays and stuff. Never touched me too. That's interesting. These people never touch you.
Well, because the traditional medicine, what you need if you break your arm or your
exactly. It has a point. Yeah. Okay, now, so you need, I guess, one is customers. Two, why do you need money besides just to be nice to have?
Well, there's two actually avenues. One is if I could get enough funding that I can help people in a clinic, and I'm known for this therapy all over the United States. So I could get a lot of people. I could help a lot of people in a lot of places. The other thing is I'm a DVD producer, so I could put together training for either self-help or other practitioners. So I could either get money to create some online training so that other people can do this, or I could get some money to open local areas where people can come for treatment for at low cost. Because I'm not going to get the government to say, oh yeah, we're going to pay insurance for this.
Well, you never know. To me, there's two things. There is, I think, as training videos. See, I would say you're a business. So you're a medical practitioner of some sort, and that's
you can't say medical. I'm a practitioner.
Yeah, whatever.
Of this
alternative, a healthcare practitioner or whatever. So the same.
Practitioner, yeah.
And so now what you want to do is develop training videos to help other practitioners know about this. So, and you would sell this. Are you interested in selling, or you just want to give it all away?
No, it would be nice. Well, if I had the money, I'd give it away.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Well,
so but see,
I would be interested in selling it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I would give all this stuff away, but you got to feed yourself, and if you can't create revenue, then that means maybe you're not doing something worthwhile to other people.
Right, exactly. You got to pay for it for them to think it's worthwhile.
Exactly.
Absolutely, you're right.
So if you say this as a venture, like I have an interview with this woman who teaching people how to paint, and she got, I don't know, like $5-7 grand or whatever to develop these DVD courses on painting, because that was a revenue source, so as a business. So for something like that, in Harrisburg, you would be looking for the Economic Development Administration. Whether you do it as a nonprofit or a for-profit doesn't matter.
Currently, it's for-profit. The counties where I want to put together where people can come and get free therapy, that's the nonprofit. But the for-profit is the training DVDs. So
I see. Okay. Well, then that's good. That's perfect. You're all set up. So then you go to Harrisburg. What's that? 717. is the area code, 717-555-1212. Call them up. Ask them for the Economic Development Office. And I know in Harrisburg they have a special office just for women entrepreneurs. Okay? And they will hook you up with someone locally near media there where they'll sit down with you for free, Karen, and help you think through your idea, help you think about money sources, how to get this done, how to fund it. Now, they're not going to know everything, but the worst case is they'll at least get a whole plan for you. So if they can't help you with the funding, it'll be easier to find it elsewhere. Now, there's one other thing, because particularly on your nonprofit side, the Department of the governor's office has an office to help nonprofits get grants. Now, what they do, even like for the clinics and the health care and all the other issues you're trying to solve, even if it's not traditional medicine, it really is to help people, and we're getting more and more. Don't forget, NIH even has an alternative institute for alternative medicine nowadays. But they have an office to help nonprofits get grants. It's part of the, it's usually near the governor's office. So I would just call the governor's office. Again, call 717-555-12. Ask for the governor's office. You get there, and you'll get some switchboard. And you're looking for the office, tell them, helps you get grants. Sure. Okay?
Okay.
And they, again, will sit down with you. They have the database searches. Because, to me, what may be happening, you could get, like, a block grant money. See, what they do, Pennsylvania gets a lot of block grant money, goes to little nonprofits or something like that. So how do you get a piece of that? Because you're going to help people in the neighborhood. Oh, my goodness. We got 5 of the hour. Well, Karen, I hope that helped you. I got to run. Good luck to you. It sounds like you're doing good work. It's important, I think. It's on your heart's in this. I'll come to you the next time I got...
Thank you. And thank you for this show, because it's a wonderful thing you're doing here.
Oh, I enjoy doing it, like you do with your work. See, this isn't working to me. This is having fun. Okay. So, next week we're going to be here again for an hour. And every Sunday, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And the whole thing of this is just trying to help folks. Okay. There's a lot of stuff to do out there, a lot of problems to solve, a lot of help to help you do it. Okay. So get out there and do it, because it's free.
Hey, I'm little Lesko, and I don't know too much about running my own business. I think that might be obvious. Luckily for me, some cities have programs to educate their citizens on how to run their own small business from the government for free. I found just such a program in Cumberland, Maryland, where they offer free business counseling and other services to aspiring entrepreneurs. So I went to check it out.
We've got something free in Cumberland. We have a microenterprise grant available to entrepreneurs, anyone wanting to start a business. We want something that is neighborhood friendly, is going to help the neighborhood survive, to be a more viable community. We probably did 2 or 3 last year, but we're hoping even with this to do even more. So many of the big brands have come in and killed a lot of the mom and pops, and we're trying to bring all that back into the area. Well, usually the number one question when somebody walks through this door is, I want money. How do I get money? And unfortunately, you can't just hand the money over. So you do need to work on. We need to see what your business plans are. I'll make an appointment. You meet with a business counselor, and you just take it from there. She'll give you a little bit of homework to do. You come back, with the little work that you've done, and each time you come in, go over and say, okay, what do we need to work on next? But you're basically just following the steps of a basic business plan template. You can come into the center, you get free business counseling, one-on-one, as little or as much as you like. You can work on the computers while you're here for free. You can use the equipment, the copiers, fax machine, all that is available free to you. You have to look at this business plan as you're going to hand it to somebody that knows absolutely nothing about what type of business you have, what kind of town that you live in. Some people come in every week, some people come in maybe once a month, some people come in and they're in and out within 2 weeks. Some people are here hanging out for a year working on things. We take that business plan and give you a microenterprise application, which is just about 6 pages long. The microenterprise grant program is funding available to an entrepreneur up to $5,000 to start a business. You can use the money for a variety of things. There are a few guidelines you need to follow, which are all listed in the brochure. And basically you need to be either a low to moderate income person who is starting the business, or you need to be servicing a low to moderate income area, which basically would be citywide. We do have a committee, a microenterprise grant committee that meets. We take this application, we'll read over the business plan, the application, determine if in fact this person or this client does qualify. We had a hairstylist use the funding. She actually opened a store in the south end of town. We have another couple that he makes, I guess, historic tools and things like that. We have an application ready for a local grocery store, a little grocery store in town. When somebody walks into this building and they want to start a business and they haven't a clue what they're going to do, by the time they have walked out of here, you have seen this person grow into a real entrepreneur, into a real business owner, and a real boss. At one time, we actually had Frostburg State's business students who had to do their own business plan and actually put a business out there for the semester and make an income from it. But they had to bring their business plans down here to be certified. Young people are our future, and small businesses are where most of the United States businesses are. Why not start right from the beginning, especially in today's world in America? I think it's something like 80–85% of the business in America is small business. It's a win-win situation for everyone. I mean, we have people wanting to start a business that are going to actually live their dream. They're going to be able to open the store or the shop or the office, whatever they've always